Hello, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How is everybody doing? Today we are back to have a look at our latest character, Kanon, who, as you can see there, was laughing maniacally. We're going to have a look at their skills and their priority in terms of summoning. So let's go in then and have a look at her banner then first. And as we can see here, she is a limited character. Again, no surprise there. And here until the 20th of June. So that means on the 20th we should expect another new character, probably another 10-day banner to the 30th. And then we are expecting a pre-fest character. Who that will be, I don't know. And then we're going into the summer characters. So there is quite a lot coming up. A lot that you might want to save those jewels for. We have no idea who the next character might be on the 20th. Perhaps it could be Mia. She's been in the story for quite a bit. Maybe it's Iroha, maybe it's Nana, maybe it's somebody else. Anyway, we will find that one out in the future. So, let's go and have a little look then quickly at this graphic again of Kanon. We can see she's been designated a breaker role. She is on the fire element, a physical character, and she sits up there at the front, quite close to the front actually. In position 196. Now there are a few characters still in front of her. I mean, Muimi is still in front of her, and a few of our designated tanks like June, but that is quite close to the front. And whilst we're here, we should have a look at this loot pattern, which is quite interesting. We're going to keep this loot pattern up for the whole time, I think. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. But as you can see, she does a special skill as her first action. And then it is the skill 1 and then a normal and then the skill 2. Now if the skill 2 has 0, if she has 0 patient bags, patient pouches when she gets to the skill 2, it will change loot pattern to a second loot pattern there where she does skill 1 3 times in succession and then the special skill, and then it goes back to skill 2 again. So we will have a look at that in the skills, and that will become a little bit more clear, I think. So let's go over and have a look at Kanon's skills and what exactly she does. So let's find Kanon then in our box. We did do our summons for Kanon yesterday. If you didn't manage to check that out yet, then please do so. All I will say is it went pretty well. So here we have Kanon. Let's have a look at her skills. I think we should probably start with the special skill as it is. The first action she does when she enters battle. As we can see here, it grants her 2 patience pouches. Each time she is attacked by an opponent, she will use one of these patience pouches, it will be consumed, and give her a permanent physical attack boost of over 21,000. Now mine is limit broken, which is why the number's slightly higher than if it wasn't, but this will be active in the background, and these patience pouches are quite important with all of our Union Best and skills, as we will see. And that loot pattern, which is down there at the bottom, because it's a bit of an interesting one. So there we go, that is the special skill, 2 patience pouches. When she uses a patience pouch, she gains a huge physical attack boost to herself. So let's have a look at this Union Best then. Union Best deals extremely large physical damage to an enemy in front. It's 14.4 times physical attack, pretty big there, single target damage. She also greatly lowers the magical attack and moderately lowers physical defense of the opponent. There we can see a 5,310 magical attack debuff, 18 seconds, and then 248 physical defense down there, another 18 seconds. Additionally, she's going to massively boost her own physical attack and physical crit rates, but at the cost of 10% of her own maximum hit points. Get over 21,000 physical attack boost, but this time it's just an 18-second buff, but still, this physical attack boosting is going to go through the roof, or it potentially could. A 200 crit rate, but 10% hit points taken off. 10% of her maximum hit, but shades of Ilya there. Hopefully that will not cause any issues. It says there that this damage does not restore TP, that 10% has been taken off. And then the patience pouches, if she has a patience pouch present, it will be consumed. That will give her that 21,000 physical attack buff permanently from the special skill until she ends up with none. And then all hell breaks loose when she loses all patience and goes schizo crazy. Right, so let's have a look at this skill 1 then, which deals large physical damage to an enemy in front. This time it's 3.6 times physical attack, moderately lowers magical attack and slightly lowers physical defense again, this time slightly less than the Union Burst. 2,832 magical attack debuff and 142 physical defense debuff there, only 12 seconds. And then, if she does have patience pouches, if she's nice and calm, that's all she will do. If she's lost all of her patience, then she will deal additional large physical damage. This one is at, where are we? We're at 3.6 times, again 3.6 times physical attack, and then she will deal slightly recover her own hit points by a reasonable amount there, 12,208. Actually, just notice that first instance is a little lower, 2.4 times. The damage is a little bit lower there, 2.4 times on the first instance, 3.6 on the second instance, but double instance damage here. And this, as you can see at the bottom there, is the skill 1 that will be fired off 3 times in a row when she has lost all of her patience. And because she's lost all of her patience, there will be no patience pouches there, which means she's going to be getting this double instance damage 3 times in a row when she goes on to that section of hair loop pattern. So let's look at this skill 2 then. The skill 2 deals large physical damage again to an enemy in front. This is 2.4 times physical attack. Additionally, if she has patience pouches, so if she's nice and calm, the skill 2 doesn't do a lot, just 1 instance of damage there. If she's lost her patience when she gets to this skill 2, then she will deal a second instance of physical damage there, this time 3.6 times physical attack to a single enemy, boost her own physical attack again by 21,000 plus. It says 90 seconds there, I would have also say 108 seconds, so I think this is a permanent buff again. There's a lot of permanent buffs of large amounts of physical attack to her there. Recover her own hit points and give herself 1,000 TP, which means she will then instantly Union Burst straight away. And, well, she's got no patience pouches, because she's going to change the behavior pattern. It says that she changes her behavior pattern, and that is when she goes into this second loop pattern we can see at the bottom there, where she does the 3 skill 1s in a row, and then the special skill. And then that special skill is going to give her 2 tolerance tokens again, so she's going to calm down until she loses her temper again, loses all of her patience. So with that 1,000 TP there, that's going to be an instant Union Burst. So she's going to do the skill 2, change the loop pattern, Union Burst probably there, go AP with them 3 skill 1s, calm down again, and then the whole loop will start all over again. So we have seen that Kanon can do a lot of damage. Her damage is equal to that of 6-star Christina on this fire physical team, who, as we all know, is the top main single target DPS for this fire physical team. So damage is not a problem, but to do that she needs to be losing her temper, losing these patience pouches and getting hit. So because she sits so far forward, is she going to be able to tank these hits? Well, her physical defense and magical defense are okay. What would we call these sub-tank stats? Her hit points could be a little bit higher. So maybe there's a little bit of a worry about whether or not she can tank. She doesn't have the invulnerability that Christina has, but I think she will be quite capable of doing this. As you can see here, 1,500-ish physical defense, 1,300-ish magical defense, hit points around 78,000. If we go and have a look at Christina's, we'll see she has got stats around about the same there. Well, the defense is a lot lower, but the hit points are very slightly higher. Sometimes she can face tank. Another character that often face tanks, that we didn't think usually could, Weemy. Air defenses are much lower here than what Kanon has got. Again, hit points maybe very slightly higher. So, will Kanon be able to take that role? That is where I am thinking that perhaps the way to go with EX equipment on her is to give her some hit points, a few more hit points on here. I've given this one that gives her physical defense and dodge. That might, well, just dodge any good. She needs to be taking damage to be losing them patience pouches. Maybe we're going to rethink that one. But what the point is, maybe to make her do more damage, she is going to need to be able to tank a little bit better. We might see clan battle teams where we are using Kanon, but they are going to say she needs to have EX equipment, which gives her some hit points so that she can take that face tanking role. We did send her in on my summoning video. We went into the training mode and we took on one of the bosses from last month's clan battle there, Iwanazuchi, who was weak to fire. We ran it through on tier 4. Damage wasn't great, but for the most part she managed to tank all the way up to nearly the end in position 1. But her personal damage wasn't very good. So this is another point with her. She doesn't have to be, depending on the boss, who we are taking on, the opponents that we're taking on, she doesn't have to be in slot 1. Sometimes the character in slot 1 gets hammered by the boss. They have mechanics that stun them, they have mechanics that stall them, and because of that, her personal damage was terrible. We then ran it again with June tanking it and Cameron in position 2, and her personal damage shot up. So I think that Kanon here is a very, very, very good character. I don't know how anybody can say that she's mid when she is doing everything that Princess Christina is doing, and then maybe additional stuff as well against magical opponents. As for her tanking, I think she should be okay a lot of the time, and I'm pretty sure there will be teams that will be built with her in, and not necessarily as her in position 1, but maybe in position 2, where she is going to be a very capable DPS for this fire physical team. Do we want to be summoning for her though? I think out of all the characters that we've had recently, and considering where we are coming up on the pre-fest and summer characters, if you are low on jewels, then maybe it would be wise to skip her and save those jewels, because undoubtedly there are going to be characters coming up very soon that are probably going to have a much higher priority than Kanon. If you've got 6-star Christina, then she's going to be very, very good on that team. I'm sure you'll still be able to make up decent fire teams. Ho-chan and Nefinera are probably higher priorities on the fire physical team than this Kanon. She is just the cherry on the top that will, for some people that have a maybe, allow you to run these teams that will just get that little bit of extra damage against certain bosses. So we'll see what it's like in clan battle later on in this month, if she fits in there. So anybody that's going to summon for Kanon, good luck to you out there. Congratulations to everybody that did get her. If you're saving, then you're probably being very wise. Let me know what you think of this character. I'm Tokkuri Yashi. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye.